Every generation believes it is standing near the edge of something enormous. Ancient civilizations feared angry gods. The Cold War feared nuclear fire. Today, we fear climate collapse, artificial intelligence, pandemics, economic collapse, cyber warfare, social chaos. Every headline feels like another countdown. Every crisis feels connected. And somewhere deep inside, humanity keeps asking the same terrifying question. What is the hidden villain behind the Doomsday scenario? Is there a single force pulling the strings? A mastermind? A secret organization? A technological monster? A political conspiracy? Or is the truth far more disturbing? Because the greatest danger to humanity may not be one person, one nation, or one machine. It may be something woven into the very structure of modern civilization itself. Tonight, we uncover the hidden villain that quietly fuels nearly every global crisis. And by the end of this story, you may realize the villain has been hiding in plain sight the entire time. The hidden villain behind the Doomsday scenario. Chapter 1: Humanity's Obsession with the End. Human beings have always imagined the end of the world. Thousands of years ago, ancient cultures told stories about floods that erased civilizations. Religions described final battles between good and evil. Prophets warned of fire from the sky. Even before science existed, humanity sensed something dangerous about its own nature. But modern doomsday fears are different. For the first time in history, humanity now possesses the actual power to destroy itself. Nuclear weapons can erase cities in minutes. Artificial intelligence may surpass human control. Climate change threatens ecosystems worldwide. Biotechnology can manipulate life itself. Cyber warfare can collapse infrastructure without firing a single bullet. And yet, despite all these different threats, there is a strange pattern connecting them. A pattern most people never notice, because every major global threat seems to grow from the same root. Not evil geniuses, not aliens, not monsters, but something much more ordinary, something humanity celebrates every single day. Progress. Chapter 2: The real villain is not chaos, it's uncontrolled acceleration. The hidden villain behind the Doomsday scenario is not simply technology. It is not capitalism alone, not governments alone, not corporations alone. The true villain is uncontrolled acceleration, a civilization addicted to moving faster, growing bigger, consuming more, and questioning less. Modern society rewards speed above wisdom, growth above balance, efficiency above humanity. Every nation competes, every company races, every platform fights for attention. Every government fears falling behind. And in that race, humanity keeps building systems faster than it can emotionally, morally, or politically control them. This is the hidden engine driving nearly every doomsday scenario. We create powerful tools, then we unleash them before understanding the consequences. Again, and again, and again. The printing press spread knowledge, but also propaganda. Industrialization created wealth, but poisoned the planet. The internet connected humanity, but fractured reality. Artificial intelligence promises progress, while raising fears of mass manipulation and unemployment. Civilization has become a machine accelerating toward an unknown destination, and no one truly controls the steering wheel. Chapter 3: The Attention Economy, a Silent Psychological War. To understand the modern doomsday scenario, we must first understand the battlefield. And that battlefield is the human mind. Today, the most valuable resource on Earth is not oil, not gold, not data centers. It is human attention. The world's largest companies compete every second to capture your focus. Social media platforms, streaming services, advertising systems, news networks, political campaigns, artificial intelligence algorithms, all fighting for one thing:
your time, your emotions, your reactions. Because attention creates profit, and fear is the fastest way to capture attention. This changes everything. The modern information system does not reward truth, it rewards engagement. Outrage spreads faster than nuance. Fear spreads faster than calm. Conspiracies spread faster than facts. As a result, civilization becomes psychologically exhausted. People lose trust in institutions. They lose trust in science. They lose trust in each other. Societies become polarized. Communities fragment. Reality itself begins to split into competing narratives. And once a society can no longer agree on what is real, its ability to solve existential threats collapses. The hidden villain is no longer simply external, it is systemic, embedded inside the architecture of modern communication.
Chapter 4: The Climate Crisis. A mirror of human behavior. Climate change is often described as an environmental crisis, but at a deeper level, it is a behavioral crisis. Humanity understands the danger. Scientists have warned about it for decades. Governments hold conferences, corporations make promises, citizens debate solutions. And still, emissions rise, consumption increases, forests disappear, oceans warm. Why? Because modern civilization is trapped inside a system that demands constant growth. Economic systems rely on expansion. Political systems reward short-term success. Consumers are conditioned to buy more. Corporations are pressured to maximize profits. Even leaders who understand the danger struggle to slow the machine. This reveals something terrifying. The hidden villain behind Doomsday is not ignorance. Humanity often knows the risks. The problem is that civilization has built systems that make destructive behavior feel normal. Driving more, consuming more, producing more, competing more. A system that cannot slow down, even when it sees the cliff ahead. Chapter 5: Artificial Intelligence. Humanity creates a mirror. Artificial intelligence may become the clearest example of humanity's acceleration problem. For decades, AI existed mostly in science fiction. Now it writes essays, generates videos, creates music, drives vehicles, analyzes military data, replaces human labor. And this is only the beginning. Some experts warn AI could become uncontrollable. Others believe it will solve humanity's greatest problems. But beneath the debate lies a deeper issue. Humanity is racing to create increasingly powerful intelligence systems without fully understanding consciousness, ethics, manipulation, or long-term social consequences. Nations fear losing the AI race. Companies fear missing profits. Investors fear being left behind. So development accelerates, faster, more powerful, less predictable. This is the pattern repeating itself. Civilization creates tools faster than wisdom evolves. And AI may amplify every existing human weakness: misinformation, surveillance, economic inequality, psychological manipulation, autonomous warfare. The danger is not necessarily evil machines. The greater danger may be humans using superhuman systems while remaining emotionally primitive. Technology evolves exponentially. Human maturity does not. That imbalance may define the future of civilization. Chapter 6: Nuclear Weapons, the Day Humanity Became a Threat to Itself. In 1945, humanity crossed a psychological line. For the first time in history, civilization gained the power to erase itself. The atomic bomb changed everything, not just militarily, existentially. Scientists who built the bomb later expressed horror at what they had created, because they realized something profound. Human intelligence had outpaced human wisdom. The same species capable of art, compassion, philosophy, and medicine was also capable of designing extinction. And despite decades of treaties and diplomacy, that danger never disappeared. Today, nuclear weapons still exist, Many are far more powerful than those used during World War II. One mistake, one miscalculation, one cyber attack, one unstable leader, and civilization could change forever. The terrifying truth is this: humanity survived the Cold War not because humans became wise, but because disaster was avoided, sometimes by inches. Chapter 7: Economic Systems and the Machinery of Endless Growth. Modern civilization operates on an invisible rule: growth must continue, economies must expand, profits must rise, production must increase, consumption must accelerate. If growth slows, panic begins. Markets crash, jobs disappear, governments destabilize. This creates a dangerous paradox. The planet is finite, but the economic machine demands infinite expansion. And because of this contradiction, humanity often treats symptoms rather than causes. We discuss sustainability while rewarding overconsumption. We discuss mental health while building systems that maximize stress. We discuss community while designing economies that isolate individuals. The system becomes self-reinforcing. People work longer, spend more, compare more, compete more, and underneath it all grows a silent emotional crisis: meaninglessness. Because many people no longer feel connected to purpose, nature, community, or even reality itself. A civilization disconnected from meaning becomes easier to manipulate, easier to divide, easier to radicalize. And this psychological instability becomes fertile ground for social collapse. Chapter 8: Fear as a Political Weapon. Fear has always been powerful, but modern technology has transformed fear into an industrial-scale weapon. Political systems increasingly rely on emotional division, not unity, because frightened populations are easier to mobilize, easier to control, easier to influence. So societies become trapped inside permanent outrage. Every election feels apocalyptic. Every disagreement becomes existential. Every opposing group becomes an enemy. This creates dangerous conditions. When societies lose trust in each other, cooperation becomes impossible. And existential threats like climate change, pandemics, cyber warfare, and AI regulation require unprecedented global cooperation. But polarization destroys cooperation, which means the hidden villain behind the Doomsday scenario may not simply be technology or politics. It may be humanity's growing inability to work together. Chapter 9: The Collapse of Shared Reality. One of the most dangerous changes in modern civilization is the collapse of shared reality. For centuries, societies depended on common sources of information: newspapers, scientific institutions, public records. Today, information moves too fast to verify. Artificial intelligence can generate fake voices, fake videos, fake evidence, fake personalities, and soon, distinguishing truth from fiction may become nearly impossible for ordinary citizens. This creates a civilization-wide crisis, because democracy, science, justice, and social stability all depend on trust in reality itself. If nobody agrees on what is true, then every institution weakens, and once trust collapses completely, society enters dangerous territory, not necessarily because of war, but because confusion becomes permanent. Civilizations cannot survive long-term psychological fragmentation. Chapter 10: Humanity's Greatest Weakness. At the center of every doomsday scenario lies one uncomfortable truth: human beings are emotionally ancient creatures living inside technologically godlike systems. Our brains evolved for survival in small tribes, not for managing global networks, nuclear arsenals, social media algorithms, or artificial intelligence. We are overwhelmed, constantly stimulated, constantly distracted, constantly reacting, and powerful institutions understand this. Advertising exploits psychology. Platforms exploit dopamine. Politics exploits fear. Markets exploit insecurity.
The result is a civilization that becomes increasingly intelligent technologically, while remaining emotionally unstable. This may be the ultimate hidden villain, not evil itself, but imbalance, a species whose power has grown faster than its wisdom.
Chapter 11. Is collapse inevitable? But history contains another pattern. Humanity is also extraordinarily adaptive. Civilizations survive disasters. Communities rebuild after wars. Science cures diseases. People unite during tragedy. Even now, millions of individuals are working to solve global problems. Scientists, engineers, teachers, activists, doctors, ordinary citizens. The future is not predetermined. Doomsday scenarios are warnings, not prophecies. The real question is whether humanity can evolve psychologically as quickly as it evolves technologically. Can societies slow down long enough to think clearly? Can nations cooperate before crises become irreversible? Can technology be guided by ethics rather than profit alone? Can people resist manipulation and reclaim attention? These questions may determine the survival of modern civilization. Chapter 12. The Final Revelation. So who is the hidden villain behind the Doomsday scenario? It is not one dictator, not one corporation, not one invention, not one ideology. The hidden villain is a civilization trapped in unconscious momentum, a world addicted to acceleration, a system rewarding short-term gain over long-term survival, a species powerful enough to reshape Earth, but not yet wise enough to fully govern its own power. The danger is not merely external. It lives inside human behavior, human systems, human fear, human greed, human tribalism. And that is what makes the threat so difficult to defeat, because humanity is both the victim and the architect. But this realization also contains hope. If humans created these systems, humans can change them. If fear can spread, so can awareness. If destruction can scale globally, so can cooperation. If technology can manipulate humanity, it can also empower humanity. The future is still unwritten. The hidden villain has finally been exposed. Now comes the hardest part, deciding whether civilization is willing to confront it. The end of the world is rarely sudden. Most civilizations collapse slowly, while convincing themselves everything is normal. Maybe the real doomsday scenario is not one catastrophic explosion. Maybe it is gradual, a slow erosion of truth, a slow destruction of attention, a slow normalization of division, a slow surrender of human agency. And maybe the most important battle of the future will not be fought with weapons, but with consciousness, the ability to stay aware, to think critically, to resist manipulation, to protect humanity in an age increasingly designed to exploit it, because the greatest threat to civilization may not be machines becoming human, but humans becoming mechanical.